Hey everybody, Kevin Yannick at Hillhead 2026. Got Alistair Forsyth from Anaconda with us. Alistair, how you doing out here?
Doing good, Kevin. Good to see you, man. How's it going?
Hanging in there, hanging in the heat. I mean, it's been a great show, honestly. You know, a lot of traffic coming in. Seems like there's a lot of demand and interest, and interesting to hear about the UK market. And just from my seat, we're usually talking about the US and Canada and what's happening there.
Yeah.
There's always some contrasts and some some similarities at the same time. But Anaconda's tapping into both worlds at this stage. So I guess when you're here at Hillhead, what are some of your goals, and what can we tell the folks back in the U.S. and Canada what Anaconda's up to these days?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, so the UK market, the European market in general, which is what Hillhead has put together to stage for. This is our home market. Pretty much all of our manufacturing is done in Northern Ireland. This is I think I was saying earlier, this is our 9th show. The first one we did was 2008. We've been here for quite a while. Always a extremely important show for us. I mean, this is the Con Expo of this side of the pond, essentially, just on a smaller scale. The unique thing about Hillhead, though, and you don't see this in a lot of American shows just because of OSHA, MSHA regulations, it's slightly different here. It's a working show. It's the most, it's the only one that I'm aware of worldwide. We do a lot of shows that is a working show. And what that means is it's set in the basin of a quarry here in Hillhead Quarry in Buxton. And it allows us to demo our machines whilst customers are also visiting the exhibit as well. Very unique, very small relative to Con Expo, very intimate, more focused for the crushing and screening sector, construction sector in general, but awesome opportunity to get hands-on experience and see the equipment firsthand. European and UK market in general, I suppose none of us is unaware of political constraints that's been on both sides of the pond. I mean, we've had our challenges over the last few years with tariffs and changes, regardless of your political affiliations. It's just been challenging for business in general. Thankfully, the last year has been pretty much since the start of January has been pretty awesome in the US. Great activity. Everyone's moving forward. I think a lot of that uncertainty around tariffs has all been put to bed. Now we know what they are, where they're stabilizing. People are just getting back to business as normal. I think that's a real tribute to our industry. It's a can-do attitude. People always get back to business, and they figure it out and they just keep moving forward. We're seeing a lot of that in Europe. They had a number of challenges over the years, UK and Europe. For anyone who pays attention to the news, I mean, the UK's had no shortage of its political challenges. They were saying they've just had their 6th prime minister in a row in 10 years.
Just while we got out here, yeah.
Yeah, typically a prime minister serves 4 years in this country, and this is the last 6 of them have resigned halfway or earlier through their candidacy. And I think that's a testament to just how difficult countries are politically. Because again, similar to the affiliations over in the States, it doesn't matter whether you're a Democrat or Republican or here a liberal Democrat or socialist or Labor. It's just challenging politically. And anyone that picks up that hot potato is challenged. What that means for business, it means a lot of uncertainty over the last few years. But thankfully, I think with interest rates starting to stabilize, with economies starting to stabilize, the UK and Europe is being a phenomenal market for us this year. I mean, historically, we have about 3,000 machines out worldwide, about 1,000 of those in North America, about 500, I'm very generalizing, about 500 of them in Australia. That other 50% predominantly in Europe with some Asia Pacific and rest of world markets. So what that means is a very strong market for us historically, very strong market for us in the future. And a lot of our product line, we are constantly redeveloping, designing and introducing new product lines. And we're trying to service all markets, because certain markets have certain trends, and that sort of leads me on to our newest product we launched this year was the i14R impact crusher, specifically a North American and Australian crusher. And why is it focused on that market? It's because it's a 4751 3-bar or 4-bar heavy-duty impact crusher with a 14x6 top deck and bottom deck recirculating screen, the largest recirculating screen in the market. That'll give you a full 300 ton per hour closed circuit crushing under 125,000 pounds. And that's the key important thing here, because in North America in particular, when you move product under 125,000 pounds, you do it with less permits. It's super easy to move. It's a single piece move. It's tight. There's no delays in permutation. And in a heavily based contractor market, which North America is now, heavily focused on rentals, heavily focused on, it's about how quick can you get the product to market, how quick can you get a service on a rental, et cetera, et cetera. So, the big sales pitch on the i14 is super portable, super maneuverable, super easy to get from place to place, high production. And then what we focus on for Europe and the UK the next couple of years is there's a slightly different demand. A lot of countries, a lot of tight footprints, a lot of harder movements. So it's like North America and a metropolitan market equivalent for Europe and Europe and the UK. So what are we looking at now? We're looking at sub 30 ton closed circuit jaws and impactors. So we've got smaller footprint, easier to move around between the changing summer and winter roads because they have a lot of legislations on their weight permutations here, and still giving them 150 to 200 ton per hour processing. So a lot of great innovations coming for the future, and a lot of positivity coming from both sides of the pond in the market in general, Kevin.
Fantastic perspective on both sides of the pond, as you said. Appreciate you giving me the rundown, spending some time here at Hillhead, and best of luck to Anaconda the rest of the way.
Anytime, my friend.